But one that he named after himself was this really beautiful lavender, sort of sky lavender variety of the spodumene family. Hence Kunzite. His name was George Frederick Kunz. So he, God was like the man in gemology. So of course he had to name one after himself. Now, fast forward. That's in the turn of the 20th century. Fast forward to today, become one of the most popular gemstones out there. You get at its worst, you get a very beautiful lilac, sort of light lavender, and that was probably the original stuff. It was originally discovered in California, so it's a American born. Now, what we're going to be showing you today is not what he had to work with back in the day now, because what we're going to be showing you is the absolute best of the best when it comes to kunzite. Now, this is what's known as Martha Rocha Kunzite. Who is Martha Rocha? Okay, she was a first runner-up in the 50s, Miss Universe, beautiful lady from Brazil. Apparently striking beauty, very charismatic, super lovely. I'm sure she was very intelligent and everything. But this was named after her because supposedly she had these really beautiful violet eyes. Now the difference between this and, I guess, for lack of a better term, your grandmother's kunzite is the original, a little bit more washed out, a little bit more lighter, a little bit more pale. Beautiful nonetheless, right? But not quite what you're about to see today. What you're about to see today is deep and rich. As far as kunzite goes, it's going to be very, very saturated in terms of the color, the hue, and all that good stuff. Okay? That being said, let's talk a little bit of house cleaning here. How are you going to go about, if you see something today, we're going to have something in every single price budget. Every single, whether you're wanting to spend a couple $100 or you're wanting to get something in gold, you're wanting to get maybe one of the piece de resistance pieces. It's a really, really large, beautiful piece. We're really going to have something for every budget. We've got stuff that's going to be in silver. We've got stuff that's going to be in gold. A lot of it will be, if it is in silver, it'll be in vermeil, which is just 2.5 microns of solid gold. Or in this case, probably going to be 18 karat gold, 75% solid gold, on top of 925 sterling silvers. It's going to allow you to get one of these Martha Rocha pieces in terms of the gemstone, very valuable, but a little bit less expensive delivery system. All right, that's one of the things I love about working here is because a gem nerd like me can become a collector, whereas, the network I worked at before, very nice gemstones, beautiful, great prices, but most of it was in gold. So I didn't have the opportunity necessarily whenever I saw a piece, I was like, oh, I like that. That's a gemstone worthy of being in 18 karat gold or platinum, but because you can get it in 925 vermeil, it's still going to look like it's in gold, right? Because it is gold overlay. But that's going to allow you to get these high quality gemstones and get them at an affordable price so that you can then become a gem collector. Now, if you want to put it in 18 karat later on or platinum later on, that's your prerogative. You can do that. Now, the house cleaning. How do you go about procuring, getting an item? You see something that you love. You say, you know what, Chris, I might be in. I want to find out a little bit more information. Very simply, there's a comment section right down here, okay? The first item that I'm going to show, I think we decided on this lovely right here. Yes. Yep, that adds up. Super duper affordable, holy smoke. All right, now, this is going to be shop one. All right? Beautiful, classic style mounting with a twist, and we'll get to those twists. How long is it going to take you to boot that up?
To boot what up?
To boot this up.
The item?
The TV. The monitor, so I can read them off the...
what the heck? Why didn't I? What?
Yeah.
Who turned it off?
It's live. What are you going to do? I turned it off. I was just messing with you before the show. No. Oh, no, that's weird. You didn't turn it off. I didn't turn it
I
off.
have no reason to.
Anyway, inside baseball. Now, how do you go about procuring an item? All right, so this will be shop one. Very simply, everybody, no matter whether you're watching, if you're watching on the website, boom, you're already there. All right, so you're going to see those auto-populate, probably either to the left or to the right of me. I'm not sure which stage left, stage right. I always get that mixed up. But you're going to already be there. You'll just click on it. But if you're watching on any of the social media, whether it be YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. Yeah, any of those, you're just going to put in the comment section right there, shop one. The next item will be shop 2, third item shop 3, so on and so forth, unless I specify otherwise. If we pull an audible and switch it up, then we'll let you know. Okay. So pretty simple. The only caveat I will say is for our friends who are watching on TikTok, we want to welcome you too. It's a little bit, maybe one extra hoop to jump through. You're going to put in shop 1, for example, with the first one. If you're interested in that, you want to kind of walk it through, maybe find out more information, see some pictures. There's like 5 pictures, 6 pictures usually. It'll have the measurements and all that. It'll have all the carat weights. Most of that stuff I give you, and I'll tell you what kind of gold it's in, or if it's in silver or whatever it may be in metal-wise. But for you guys, you're just going to do the same thing, and then we're going to send you what's called a SKU number. It's basically a 7-digit number. You then go to shoplc.com, and there's a little search bar. And you just punch in that search bar. You just copy and paste the SKU that we send you, and then that should redirect you to the particular piece in question. Fair enough? At any point in time, if you guys have any questions, just feel free to comment. We welcome. It's live, and it's not like, when I'm doing the TV show, I don't have time to check the emails. Deanna's usually pretty good about checking emails. She's really good about checking emails. But here we do it's a little bit more. It's a little bit more personal. So feel free to even pop in and say hello. Of course, keep it PG, whatnot. But if you have a question, if my wonderful producer, Mr. DJ, cannot field that, then he'll send it to me. If I can't answer it, it's not answerable. I'm just kidding. If I can't answer it, we'll just do our best, okay? If I go too fast on something, you want to see it, I respect your dollars. I want to give you the time that you deserve. I'm happy to flash something back in, time permitted. We do have a lot to get to, and I tend to go off on a tangent, a little bit of ADD, ADHD, maybe, who knows? But we're going to have fun. That's the bottom line. Any questions, again, comment section. Now, if, in fact, you have any issues, we literally have tens of thousands of items, whether they be lifestyle goods on the website, whether they be jewelry. We even have loose gems. We're actually showing you a loose gem today. That is top gem, world-class quality. Look at that, holy smoke. But if for whatever reason there's a hiccup, the Live 25 code is not working for whatever reason, you can always call the personal shopper number. That's going to get a live human being on the other line. For example, if I can't answer a question or whatever it may be, they usually can find that. And they can even find if an item, for example, maybe is sold out on the website. Everybody should save this number in your phone. It's going to get a live human being on the other line. It's not automated or anything. That kind of stuff makes me want to pull my hair out. But this is a live human being. They're super helpful, super cordial. They're going to do everything they can to help you out. And they should be able to get you squared away if, in fact, there are any sort of kinks along the way, which I don't anticipate. I think that does it for the house cleaning, other than to say we are running a sweepstakes. We started this on Friday. We are giving away a Rolex on the 25th of June. That's going to be my birthday, so it's simple enough for me to remember. You have every day where you can go to the shoplc.com website. There should be a little banner somewhere thereabouts. Click on that. Just register daily. Doesn't cost you anything. It's free to enter. And each day we'll be giving away, I think, like $100 worth of Shop LC bucks. At 7 p.m. they'll have the drawing. So you enter daily for three things actually. One, for a chance to win the ultimate grand prize, which will be that Datejust 41. It's going to be an 18 karat and stainless steel Rolex, kind of the classic. Very expensive watch, Those things run probably like, I don't know, 15, 20 grand now. I used to sell them as steak pieces for like $5 grand, $6 grand. That was 10 years ago, so I can imagine, adjusted for inflation. Yeah, very nice, needless to say. But each day we're going to be giving away $100 at 7 p.m. You could be a lucky winner there. Your odds are actually pretty good, I think. That's definitely compared to a lot of other drawings that you might do out there. So not as stiff a competition, I would imagine. Also, we're going to be giving away each day another daily prize on top. So there'll be like 2 prizes daily. The $100 is going to be every day until the 25th. And then there'll be, like yesterday, I think we gave away like a 10 karat gold rope chain bracelet. The day before it was something very, very nice too. It'll be like a Apple computer or something like that. Really nice stuff. So definitely do that. Behooves you. Doesn't cost you anything. And every day that you enter is another name, one of your names that will be thrown in that hat for the ultimate grand prize drawing that they tumble around and pull out the whatever. Okay? That being said, save that number. You guys ready to see some cool stuff? Good. Now, this is Shop 1, like we just discussed. Now, we're talking about Kunzite. That is our business today. It's a very rare gemstone. It is a very lovely gemstone. Comes in at about a 6, 6.5 on the most hardness, well, maybe a 7. Yeah, actually, I think it's closer to a 7, actually. So very durable. In other words, very few gemstones that are going to be able to scratch that up. Maybe an emerald, maybe a ruby, a sapphire, a topaz, and diamond, of course, is a 10. But needless to say, a pretty durable gemstone. Beautiful color on that. Notice the rich color. Now, this is not the largest that we'll be showing you, but anything over a carat is going to be something very, very special. And I think this is going to get close to a carat. Not quite, maybe. Let's scroll down and find that out. It's an 18-karat vermeil. I like the rose gold when you have a gemstone that has, a lot of purples and pinks in it. I stand corrected. That is a carat 20. So you're well over that 1 carat benchmark just on the center stone alone, ladies and gentlemen. 7 by 5. Got a nice deep violet purple on that one. Now my concern, as was when I was doing the Shop LC VIP Club deal, is that with all the lights in the studio, you're going to see it kind of washed out.
Linda on Facebook is asking, are they under a warranty, these items?
Linda, yes, they are. Yes, they are. Unless I specify otherwise. Unless I say that, hey, this is a clearance item. If it's not a clearance item, then yes, you have a 30-day inspection period with every single item. Is that what she's asking?
Yeah.
Or the warranty? Because I can tell you right now, there is a warranty thing. The jam that we started about 3 weeks ago, where you can buy like a 2 or 3 year deal. I think it's something that you pay at the initial, in case if you break it or something happens, we'll try to repair it. Or she's talking about the 30-day inspection period, the 30-day warranty, right? I'm assuming that's what you're talking about. I don't want to muddy the waters too much, but yes, Linda. I hope that answers your question. You'll have the normal 30-day inspection period, but just look alive. If I say this is a clearance item, and I'm usually pretty good about reiterating that if in fact it is an item that usually if it's a clearance item, there's good news and bad news. The bad news is you don't have the 30-day money back guarantee, but it's usually at such a ridiculously low price. It's like sometimes it's like what we have in it, or even less than what we have in it. So it's like you're getting it for a steal. But I'll let you know, Linda, if we do happen to have any of these that are. I think there may be one clearance item, and I'll sound the alarm on that. Fair enough? All right, thank you, Linda. Thank you for watching. Oh, by the way, while I've got people sort of chiming in, what I will say is, if you would pretty please with sugar on top, just on your various social media platforms that you happen to be watching on, if you're watching on Facebook, Instagram, the TikTok, get the heart. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, I'm not sure how that works. It's maybe a like or a heart or whatever it is that your various social media platforms. Even if you don't end up buying anything, it always goes a long way. It helps us out with sort of spreading the word. So thanks in advance for that. Now, let's talk about these surrounding gemstones. We've got some serious business going on here, don't we? Because we are well over a carat on your center stone. You do have that rich pedigree that is the Martha Rocha. This is a Brazilian mine, responsible for some of the world's what many and people that are a lot smarter than me in the gem world, and they're a lot more in the know, consider the finest in terms of color saturation. Usually, you're going to be talking about a very pale almost. So pale. This is going to be the deeper, richer color. So it does have a pedigree that comes along with it, being from that Martha Rocha mine. Now, you've got this initial halo here, which I believe is going to be, scroll down just a little bit further. It's going to be moissanite, okay? That's moissanite. You've then got moissanite peppered in there with pink sapphires, about 18 points on your pink sapphires. They're sort of staggered in between. So round moissanite, round. Now, every gemstone on here, save the moissanite. Moissanite, of course, many of you are familiar, but those of you that aren't familiar, moissanite it's the exact chemical makeup of what is probably one of the rarest gemstones ever discovered by Henri Moissan, the French scientist, in 1892 or 1893. He was a meteorite. Anyway, he finds something that he thinks is a diamond. Later on, testing proves that this is not a diamond. It is, in fact, silicon carbide, not just straight carbon like a diamond, just compressed carbon. This is silicon carbide. A space diamond, if you will. It comes down, the only known discoveries of it have been at meteorite crashes. So it's, for all intents and purposes, it's a space diamond. It's about a 9 1/4 on the most hardness scale. Fast forward from 1893 to about 1993, 100 years later, Charles and Covard, a group, was able to synthesize it precisely to lab create it. So you've got it's expensive to lab create, but it is a lab created gemstone. But it gives you more sparkle, more fire, more brilliance, more scintillation, typically than that of your most expensive diamonds. So what you're getting, for all intents and purposes here, with the moissanite, which is going to be the only lab created gemstone, those are legit earth mine sapphires, a definite legit over a carat 20 to be precise on the Martha Rocha Kunzite center stone there. So that's nice. But you're getting the look of probably, I'd say, VS on average G diamonds at least. So you get a lot of bang for your buck, and I like that. Okay? So that's going to be the moissanite, and then of course the moissanite are peppered in with those. Also peppered in on these side. You got two stones. You got the genuine, legit earth mine pink sapphires, and then those moissanite. So all in vermeil. This is 18 karat. Of course, 18 karat is going to be 75% solid gold. If it's 24 karat, it's going to be 24 karat gold. Of course, there's no 24 karat rose gold because there is no. It's like white gold. It's basically white gold is, you got some zinc and a platinum family of metals peppered in with it, with the alloys. Ditto that with the rose gold. They put a little bit of copper in as the alloy, which gives it that nice rose finish, or pink. They call it pink gold a lot of times. But 18 karat, very, very fine, very solid. And that's going to last you 2.5 microns minimum in order to be qualified as vermeil, because you have to have 925 stamped. So we're talking all precious metal. Ladies and gentlemen, we're doing this for $139. Remember, you have that code, Live25. I told you about that at the top of the hour, right? So, $139, I'm going to crunch some numbers here with my price processor. 139 times 0.75. You're going to be getting this for $104. You also have what's called budget pay. And I always take a lot more time on the first item. I'm going to move quickly because we have a ton of items to get to. And I know I talk fast, but I always take longer on these first ones. Bear with me. Budget pay. I want to tell you about that. For those of you that aren't familiar with it, it's not a credit card. It's not credit. There's no credit check. It's nothing of the sort. It's available to anybody and everybody who's watching. As long as you're registered, become a member of the Shop LC family. It doesn't cost you anything. It takes like 2 minutes to do. All right? It's like your name, email address, phone number. But once you're registered, you will have access to budget pay. That's basically going to break that $104, excuse me, into 5 payments. So 104 divided by 5, you just do that math. What is that, 21? Yeah. So $21, I think. Hold on, terrible at math. Divided by 5. Yeah, $20.85 gets this home. If you find, once you get it home, that you're not in love with it, it's not everything that Chris said it was and more, fair enough. Send it back. You have a 30-day inspection period. If there's a tag on it, just keep the tag on it. That's it. Not going to hurt my feelings. We want you to be a happy and repeat customer, but I think there's going to be very little returns on this because this is very, very in-demand material. This is stuff you cannot find typically at most of your run-of-the-mill, say, like brick-and-mortar jewelers. Yeah? So, I mean, maybe if you go to some of the higher-end, sort of more like blue box stores or specialty stores, maybe. You go to like Dubai or something, and you have a specialty buyer there, or maybe like Istanbul or somewhere, but or Brazil, in one of the higher end districts. But folks, it's very rare, very, very collectible, and you're getting it for a song, basically $100. That's wild. All right, so that's shop one. We're going to move on. Sorry I took so long on that. I like to take a little bit of time on the first one just to kind of go through the explanations of the budget pay and all this and that. Oh, one thing I didn't mention about budget pay. So, right, you were getting that for $20.85. There's no interest payments on it. So basically $20.85 gets it home to you. And then you'll have, what would that come out to? About 60 cents a day for the remaining 4 months, if you really want to stretch it out and kind of think of it in terms of how much you would pay per day. But it'll basically be an initial investment of $20.85 and then $20.85 for 4 months after that. Pretty simple stuff, huh? Yeah. Now, if you got that last ring, get those while you can get them in your size. I think we have enough of those to go around. Well, no, we don't. We only have about a dozen of those, actually. So if you want to get that ring, I mean, close to $100 too. That's wild. Yeah, you need to hurry, actually, on that one. If you want to get it in your size. Now, if you're fine with just whatever size, then that's fine. But there's about 2 of each size, just about. That's about it. So very limited there. In fact, we're even more limited on the match. It's a little warm in here. Is it warm in here to you?
Not really.
Not really. Yes, and got to take a ground links class.
It says 69.
Is it 69?
Yeah.
Okay. Take a look at this. Now, here's the deal with this. Basically, I'm not going to spend as much time on it because, well, it's pretty much ditto everything I said about the previous, right? So it's going to be roughly, actually that might be, don't quote me on that. That may be an optical illusion, but maybe slightly larger center stone. And it won't have the 4 stones on the shoulders, obviously, but it's virtually the same profile. So you're definitely looking here at, I would say, probably a carat 20 minimum on the center stone there. So well over. We talk about benchmarks, right? When we talk about benchmarks, like typically we think, well, 1 carat, 2 carat, right? 3 carat, 4 carat, that sort of thing. So you're well over that 1 carat benchmark. That does add a lot of value. So if I've got like a 90 point versus a 1 carat, this would be a pretty substantial difference in price of it because it's met that 1 carat benchmark. Does that make sense? I think it should. I know it's kind of like remedial for a lot of you, but I know we have a lot of new people that kind of come in throughout and come and go. So I want to just explain everything pretty well. Now, we're doing this for the same price. Is this 129? I think we did the last one for 129, right? Mm-hmm. Here's the problem. And can we scroll down just so I don't make a liar out of myself? I want to make sure that that's at least a carat. I'm sure it is. It looks bigger than the other one. Should be about a carat 20. All right, so it's a carat. Yeah. Well. Okay. Well, it's at least a carat, so it's still at that benchmark. It's 98 points. At 98 points, that can be considered. Remember, I just said 90 points versus a carat, but at 98, that's the bare minimum, right? So 98 points, though, in the gem world, that is classified as, if it was 97, we wouldn't quite be there. 98, if you're within 2 points, you round it up, boom, you're at the full carat. So that's just as valuable as, say, a carat, okay? And that's going to be the minimum. So in other words, the least amount you will get there is 98 points. More than likely, like for example, with this one, I think it's even more than the other carat 20 because it seems a little bit bigger, but it's going to be roughly the same. It's about a 7 by 5. And then you got 20 points in the pink sapphire. And of course, the moissanite. But there's only 3 of these. That's the big problem that we're having right now. All right, it is going to come with the chain as well. So that's coming along for the ride. 20-inch chain. It'll be ready to wear out of the box. Very nice. All right, I don't have to spend as much time on this, except to say, because it's basically the same profile. Give or take, like points here, a couple points here, a couple points there. But what I do want to say is, if you get one, if you can afford it, try to get the other. Utilize your budget pay. Remember, the budget pay was going to get that down to $20.85, so it's going to be the same price. But wait, there's more. What do you mean? In addition, don't forget the code LIVE25 at checkout, right? But in addition to that, since we were getting this for, I think it was like I came out to what, 100, 102, let's say 104. So now we're at 208, right? And that's if you were to buy them outright, not using the budget pay. If you use the budget pay, it'd be it'd be $42. I don't want to muddy the waters. Let's just keep the full price. So 208, right? But then because you're getting both of these, because we want to encourage you to get the matching pendant, right? Makes sense. Because you're not gonna find the exact design with Martha Rocha. You can get a jeweler, commission a jeweler to do it for like a small fortune, but no. You're going to get an additional 10% off, okay, if you do the bundle. So we want to encourage that. So basically, if we're talking 208, we're going to take another $20.80 off of that. So you're going to get both of these for well under $200. I can't do the math, but you can do it yourself. $20.80. Minus 208. Yes, all precious metal, 2 benchmark size, premium, top gem quality, Martha Rocha Kunzite. Kunzite does not get much finer than that, folks. That is very, very nice. We've only got two reviews on these, but for what it's worth, they're both 5 out of 5 stars. Okay, what does that mean? Well, the average amount of reviews we get on any particular item, and this is just for the pendant, probably have maybe more on the ring, but the average amount we get per item is usually probably about 4 to 6. But if it's all 5 stars, that tells me that people are very, very happy with the purchases they made. They're happy with the value. So that could not hurt at all. All right? So that's going to be shop 1. The pendant will be shop 2. You'll see that bundling opportunity either which way you go there. So if you put shop 1, you go to that one, you'll see the availability of the ring. And you'll be able to click on that from that same little portal that you're going to be in on the website. Does that make sense? Good. I hope it does. Now, we're moving on. This next item will be shop 3. Jennifer, did Linda answer? Did that answer her question, though, about the question she asked earlier?
Yeah, seems like it.
Okay, cool. She's satisfied. I'm satisfied. Very good. Now, this is a sexy ring. This very much has sort of a Art Deco vibe to it. You've got this ballerina style mounting. All right, now it's going to be moissanite. Okay, full disclosure, I like that. A lot of bang for your buck. Remember, more sparkle, more scintillation, more fire, more brilliance typically than that of even your most expensive diamonds. All right, you got rainbow dispersion as well. You have rainbow dispersion sometimes with diamonds, but it's only with like very, very expensive diamonds, like the best of the best. You'll see a little rainbow dispersion. Moissanite, you're going to see it a lot. So if you never owned moissanite, I encourage you. It's not a totally inexpensive, but it's very affordable here. At the retail level, it can get a little expensive out there, but it's a really interesting and beautiful. It's a space diamond, basically. That's what our buddy Steve Cardone, he wrote the book on it. That's what he said. Now, I digress. Now, this is going to be Martha Rocha Kunzite. Again, Martha Rocha has a very rich pedigree that comes along with it. In other words, you're talking about some of the best of the best. That's not to say that you can't get Patroki Kunzite from the Afghanistan sort of Kunar province. There's really, really good stuff coming out of there too. All right? But that is to say that by and large, we're talking about like the equivalent of, if any of you are familiar with aquamarine, as an analogy, Martha Rocha is to Kunzite what the Santa Maria mine is to, say aquamarine, right? The deeper, richer colors of aquamarine, or at least it's known for that. So, and a pedigree that comes along with it, okay? If I was to sort of make an analogy, that's all I got. All right? Now, that said, we're talking about 2 carat 50 total weight. We're calling this the Dusk Embrace ring. That's nice, huh? The Dusk Embrace. So it's like, I guess you're watching the sunset and you embrace. Yeah? Cool. Has a good ring to it. Now, no pun intended. Here we go. Now, you've also got, it's ever so subtle, but I want you guys to see this. Do you notice at the north and south of that, they just kind of snuck it in. So you got the micro pave rounds right there. I can probably show it to you better back here. So let's do that. Now, you see this? You got this ever so subtle. I like this. Because otherwise it's still amazing ring, right? You got sort of an Art Deco ballerina style mounting with all these baguettes surrounding it. They're super duper clean and very fiery and gorgeous. But then you've got like sort of a bypass style here at the north and south, ever so subtle with the rounds. What is that? Well, that's a sign of very, very good design work. And I'm still convinced that we're headhunting from a lot of because our parent company, based out of Japara, India, we manufacture a lot of these in-house. But a lot of the designs come from the brainchild of a lot of our artisans, which are some of the finest in the world. In fact, the same ring you could see probably in some European jewelry store for the full estimated retail price of around $1,500. We're doing it for you today. And the cool thing about shopping with us is essentially provided a little small markup. Obviously, we're a business. We've got to keep the lights on. But you're basically getting dealer-to-dealer prices from us because our parent company is like the second or third largest manufacturer of jewelry in the world. So we're basically getting it direct from them with a slight markup. So you're not going through all these different middlemen that you would at a normal jewelry store where you might get a comparable item. Not to say that you could get Martha Rocha at just any run-of-the-mill brick-and-mortar mall jeweler. Very difficult. This is a specialty place, and really higher end. All right, but I say all that to say this: you will be getting this not for the $14.49, the markup that a lot of your jewelry stores would have to do. They got to pay overhead, and they got middlemen, maybe sometimes 2 or 3 middlemen. We're cutting out the middlemen, and you're going direct to the source, and you're getting this for $229. But you're also going to get that 25% off. Yes? Remember, the code LIVE25. You're going to punch that in at checkout. That $229, you're going to take one down, pass it around. You're going to end up getting this for, wait for it, $171. This looks like a $5,000 ring. Well, Chris, you just got through saying the estimated retail value was only $14.49. Yes, I'm talking about the look that you're getting. Because you're getting a premium gemstone. That is a top gem, world-class Martha Rocha gemstone. Now, I talked about this at the top of the hour. The cool thing about, one of the things I love about working here is that as a gemstone collector, a connoisseur, or gem nerd, if you will, that I've been able to collect a lot of these gemstones that in the past I wouldn't have been able to, because at my former network or wherever I might be, A, there was a markup, and B, they were going to be in solid gold. This is a worthy gemstone of being in solid gold, mind you. But with the vermeil, we've got a delivery system that's, while still valuable, still in precious metal, on top of precious metal, because 925 sterling silver is very much a precious metal, very much a finite, very much, it continues to go up, very much so. Zigs and zags, it's a traded commodity just like gold, but the trend has been upwards. But if this was in solid 18 karat gold, yes, we would be having about a $4,000 to $5,000 conversation because of the price of gold. But you get that look because you've got 2.5 microns of 18 karat rose gold. All right, so this is going to be shop 3. I've got to move on just because I know I'm getting way, way, way behind. You guys don't be afraid to chastise. You're being too nice today, DJ. You need to be like, just move. You just need to change the monitor on me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right.
That'll put a light of fire on me. I'll be, oh yeah. We gotta go. All right. So, and the reason why I want to move quickly here today, folks, is because I hate it when we get towards the end, and as if I'm not already talking fast enough. But I hate it when I get to the end. I have to be like, all right, here you go. All right, there you go. All right, bye. You know what I mean? So I want to be able to show you everything that we have available to you today. That's just it's only fair to you. So that being said, I'm gonna put a lid on it and show you this. Woo-hoo! Okay, so are you that person that likes a more bigger, bolder look? Now, we just showed you one to be sure, or that ballerina style mounting. But this is like fireworks. Now, what are we looking at here? Well, you've got a very, very large center stone there. Again, Martha Rocha. And what I'm going to do here, friends, to maybe, because I feel like I have visual on our monitor here, but I feel like you guys aren't seeing, because of all the lights, I feel like you guys aren't seeing the real true deep saturation of really intense violet that you get with the Martha Rocha. So I'm thinking this might help I just feel like our lights, the studio lights, are sort of kind of drowning out what is really intense color. Now, this one, folks, you've got a 2 karat 75. That is a big old biggin, and a good old goodin. All right, so very, very large on that one, 9 by 7. And then you've got moissanite peppered in there too. So this is the best way to show you. So you've got the marquise all kind of, on this secondary halo. The primary halo here is going to be pink sapphires and moissanite. Again, staggered, much like with the previous, with that first ring that we showed you. Only this is just going to be a bigger, fuller version, right? You've got these big marquise as your secondary halo. And then they're sort of staggered with what I guess we would call our third halo here, which is kind of a staggered pink sapphire, once again, in those round brilliants. Now, those are genuine pink sapphire, genuine corundum. So very valuable. I'll show you September birthstone too, by the way. It'll be here before you know it. But what that's going to do with those rich pink sapphires is really going to draw out the color the pinks, really draw the pinks out, and it's almost a purplish hue, so they're almost like a fuchsia. And I think it is a really nice accent stone. You've got a nice split shank there. Moissanite's going to continue down each side of the shank. You got a birdcage undergallery, nice finished undergallery as well, which all of these that I've shown you thus far are. And a little open area right there underneath the stone. I like that because it allows you, that filigree work does allow it to sort of, stay nice and snug and feel really, tight on your finger. But when it comes time to sort of clean, you want to get underneath and kind of clean, you can take something and get underneath that stone and sort of and clean it off very easily too, in case any dust or debris forms underneath or debris. But this is beautiful, just a beautiful piece, and we're doing this for $229. That's not the end of the story. You're ultimately going to get it $229 and this is a big center stone too. Times 0.75, $171.75. Remember, you have the budget pay opportunity as well. Now, this is going to allow us to save some time here, I think, DJ, because, and this is shop 4, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Gosh, I do need to pick up the pace. So basically, you can get this home for well under $50. Okay. If you get this, I want to encourage you very strongly. I'm not going to insist because you don't have to. But you really should. I'm going to strongly suggest, through the power of suggestion, you need the matching pendant. You need the matching pendant. All right, because we have it. Yes, look. So you're looking at virtually the same profile there. You got to coordinate, ladies. You just have to. All right. We're doing it for the same price. It's 4 carat 70. This was 5 carats altogether. You pretty much are looking at, let's scroll down just to double check. Now the cool thing about so we got a 2 carat 45 on the center stone there. Again, it's going to be the Martha Rocha. That will be, have that premium, all that entails. Got about 61 points in the pink sapphire. Then you got the moissanite. So yeah, so about the same size center stone. That's the main thing that's of importance is you want roughly the same size. So we're well over the 2 carat benchmark with this. So you're going to be getting a total of 4 carat plus of kunzite in 2 separate stones that match. Look like they're cut from the same rough, probably because they were, I would imagine. Got a nice big bold look on this one. Let's just give you an idea of scale. Now, I've got very big hands, ladies. I always like to make that caveat just because I want you to understand that. So this looks pretty big on my big hands. I got a big head too, but but that looks pretty large, and I know my fingers leave something to be desired. So you can imagine how beautiful this is going to look on your hands, ladies. That's what I say all that to say that, and also to give you an idea of scale, because that's a big look on my gorilla hands. So very, very nice. All right. Nice low profile too, though, so you can kind of wear that every day. One thing I do want to make a quick note about, though, if you're not familiar with kunzite, one of the things I wouldn't do with this particular gemstone is I probably would not do any sunbathing with it. You can take it out in the sun, it's perfectly fine. It's not going to hurt it. But prolonged periods of intense sunlight will tend to, like it will with a lot of colored gemstones, bleach out the color. So you don't want that to happen. You want to look. One of the things that makes this so special is the intensity of the color, right? So otherwise, then you just got an old school California kunzite, still very beautiful, but washed out. We want to keep that color nice and intense, right? So just a little side note there. All right, so if you get both of these, because remember, once you use the code LIVE25, you'll get it down to 171 and some change. You can obviously break that into 5 budget payments if you want, which will make it well under $50. But then you get, if you get them both, the ring, which was shop 4, the pendant here, which I just showed you. Where did I do with it? There it is. Shop 5. If you get them both, you're going to get that additional 10% off. Remember the bundling deals that we talked about.
Third item.
Huh? Oh, wait, you do have the third item. How about that? And I think that's the only pair of earrings we have, isn't it, brother?
I think so.
Huh. Okay. So, we're about to have a feeding frenzy, too, because I bet we don't have a ton. I hope we have a ton of them.
We have 4.
Of the earrings?
Mm-hmm.
So, I hate to have to tell you guys this, but these are no doubt going to sell out. I hate being that guy. I don't like being the hard sell guy. But this is the time when, yes, I have to be that hard sell guy that says, if you like the earrings, if you don't like them, then you're good, right? No worries. Sit tight. We'll have some cool stuff coming up. But if you like the earrings, it's the only it's the only pair we have. We don't have a lot of Martha Rocha Kunzite earrings in general because we don't have a lot of Martha Rocha. We struggle to get everything that we have here today, and that's more than you're going to see at 99.999% of your jewelry stores in America. So this is a great presentation, but we had to struggle to get it. So we might have one other pair on the website, but these are definitely going to sell. You said with 3 or 4 or 5? In other words, these will look great. These earrings will look great with just about anything that we're going to bring you today, because everything we're going to bring you today is all Martha Rocha. Everything that we're going to bring you today more than likely is either in 18 karat rose gold, 14 karat rose gold, 10 karat rose gold, or vermeil rose gold, right? So these will sync up and match up beautifully. Just to give you an idea of scale here, and just keep in mind they're going to look a lot better on you than they do on me, but I don't know. Maybe that's the new me. I don't know. Yeah. No, they'll look great on you though, ladies. These are amazing. You've got the lever backs there, so nice little upgrade there. These are going to be in the 18 karat vermeil, so they are the match though to go with that pendant and with that ring that I'm wearing right there. Okay, so now we've come full circle, haven't we? We've got the entire suite set up for you. Beautiful. And not only are you going to get 10% off, like you would if you got the ring and the pendant. Well, now we've introduced a third item in addition to the Live 25. Don't forget the Live 25. You're now going to get, if you get all 3 of these, and you got to hurry because these are going to sell out. You say 3 or 4?
4.
4, okay. There's only 4 of these. They are going to sell out because they go great with any of the other rings. And it's the only pair of earrings we have. So, I wish we had more. I'm sorry, folks. That's the nature of the beast. So, but if you can get all 3 of these in time right this second, I think you're going to need to move quick. I don't like being hard sell. I really don't like doing that. But I owe it to you, if you like them, to let you know. Those are going to sell out. Okay? And they are beautiful. They're going to be about, measure them. Now look, here's the bottom line. I don't mind doing the hard sell either because I want you to get them, especially if you got the other 2 items, because I just, you want to have the matchy, but these are about, let me give you the receipt on that, about 1.25 inches from top to bottom. They're kind of, you got something that you could absolutely wear those out to go meet King of England, Princess of, Duchess of whatever, or blue jeans, nice blouse, t-shirt, going to the mall, whatever. They're still going to look amazing, ladies. You got a lot of versatility there. But I could definitely see those dressed up in that beautiful little black dress, cocktail dress, going to a formal event, for sure. Because of all that moissanite, you're getting the look of like big, big, big diamonds on those marquees, right? And that is, again, rich, rich, rich color on those. Can I see that real quick on the? Can I see the carat weight on those, the center stones of the earrings? Probably going to be less than a carat each. So carat 33 between the 2 of them. So you're basically looking at just shy of 70 points, 70% of a carat. Still a big look. Maybe a 6x4 on the center stone there. Okay? There is only 4, or are only 4. Probably less now. If you wait on the earrings, you're probably going to lose them. So, yeah, grab them. And then, look, if you change your mind later on, once you get them home, you can always return them. You have a 30-day inspection period, remember? Like what we told Linda earlier. So you've got that. You've got that option. So you're basically risking nothing. If you get it home, you don't love them or whatever reason. Maybe you go out and maybe you find that I'm wrong. Maybe you find you're not, but maybe you do. Maybe you live somewhere with you have like a Kunzite connoisseur that's like Johnny on the spot, knows his or her stuff, and they're like, oh, I got a guy. I can get you Martha Rocha for a killer price. Great. Return that. We'll give you your money back as long as you do it within a 30-day period. So you're risking very little, is what I'm saying. But I don't think we'll have any returns on those, or any of these for that matter. I think the deal is too good. And I want you to do your own homework though too. Go out, see what and Martha Rocha in particular, it's got to be from that Brazilian mine. Just run of the mill. You can find that. It's still a little bit more difficult these days, and it still is getting more expensive, even the washed out stuff. But the Martha Rocha, we're talking about something, the very creme de la creme. All right, so we're going to move on. That was shop 6. So shop 6, shop 5, and shop 4, the ring, the pendant, the earrings. Those, you do all 3 of those, you're going to get 15% off in addition. The earrings, we were doing those for $199, by the way, which means you'll get them for $149. The ring and the other one, I think, were like $170 something after the Live 25 code. So earrings are less expensive than those. Now, what I will say, can we really quick? Can we click on those other 2 options available? When you go to shop 6, I want to stay on this for just a moment because we do have that exact same design. This design, only with Cambodian blue zircon, which if you guys go to the host page, that's listed as my favorite gemstone. I think it's beautiful. It's like a Santa Maria aquamarine, deep, rich blue. Had a love child with a diamond, because with a zircon you get a gemstone that's doubly refractive. It's also often a stunt double for diamonds, but you get blue zircon. You got a doubly refractive with that blue, deep, rich blue color. So it looks like a blue diamond and a Santa Maria aquamarine. It's something special. But there's a pair of those that we're doing for $229, a little bit more expensive. Why would that be more expensive? That doesn't make any sense. But yeah, I would encourage you to get all 3. And then, so we've got that in the same design. It's just going to have, what are they mixing that with? Probably apatite or blue sapphires. Scroll down a little bit. I just want to see real quick. Because if we do sell out of those earrings, and I think this would be a good alternative, I would think. I mean, they're blue but instead of the Kunzite color, but they're still very nice. Blue sapphires. They'll have blue sapphires instead of the pink sapphires. Blue zircon, I'm assuming going to be roughly the same. It's because it's about the same on the Mohs hardness scale, about a 7 on the Mohs hardness scale too, and I think the specific gravity and density of the gemstones are roughly the same. So you're talking about virtually the identical profile, but substitute blue zircon with that center stone, which is a genuine gemstone, not to be confused with zirconia. Zircon's one of the oldest gemstones. It's an earth mined gemstone. But those are beautiful. Those are going to be under the same banner. When you go to the website, you'll be able to click on. You'll see 3 separate pairs of earrings. One will be the Martha Rocha, which we only have 4 of. One will be the blue zircon, and then we have a Brazilian heliodor. What is heliodor? Well, that's going to be your golden or canary yellow, depending on what shade you get. That's sister stone to your emerald, morganite.
Oh, Shauna says hi.
Shauna? Mm-hmm. Hey, Shauna. That's my sister from another mister. She's got the blue eyes, right? How are you today, sister? You doing good? Yeah? How come she's not saying anything? Hello? Shauna? I'm kidding. Okay. I'm sure she'll punch it in the comments section. All right. So happy to have you with us, Shauna. Again, folks, yeah, we always welcome you to chime in, say hello. That warms the cockles of my cold, dark heart whenever you guys say hello. I really like that. Keep it PG. All right, so here we go. Oh, I like this one. Now, why do I like this one? Because we brought you a lot of oval shapes here. Yeah. This is going to be one of the few that we have that's going to be in your emerald cut. Oh, there you. I'm good. Even for boot camp. Boot camp. Wait, is this court enforced, or is this voluntary military? That's not a very nice question. But boot camp, good for her, right? If it's the voluntary version. See, I was kind of a reason why I asked Shauna, once upon a time, believe it or not, I might have been a little bit of a hellraiser in high school. And I got very close to being, I'm a Boy Scout now, obviously. Pure as the wind-driven snow, but I got very, very close with some dumb kid stuff to getting sent to boot camp. But not the voluntary kind that, when you're going to serve the country. So, but congratulations, Sean. I'm sure yours is the voluntary kind. That's wonderful. What branch, if you don't mind me asking? Now, isn't that pretty? That's a big boy too. We're talking 4 karat 60. Now, the majority of that, this is the Twilight Sonata ring. And that is just lovely. I'm trying to keep all the lights from blasting it out. But there you go. Now you're seeing that really deep color. All right, so how in the wide world of sports are we able to do this at that price? Can I see how big this center stone is? 3 reviews on this, okay? That's about average, 3 to 4. They're all 5 stars. That is a 4 karat 22 center stone. Now look, you have in the past, and you can still, with, when we're talking about some of the San Diego material, the more washed out, where it was originally discovered in San Diego County, okay? About, I think, around the same time that Henri Moissan discovered moissanite. I think it was around 1893, somewhere thereabouts. Or was it 1903? Anyway, around the turn of the century. But the original material was a lot more pale, a lot more washed out. When you've got a 4 karat 22 of Martha Rocha, that, my friends, is a very, very large size to get in the Martha Rocha material. You did not see it typically, in kunzite in general, can be found in a little bit larger carat weight sizes. The Martha Rocha, very little, very, very large carat weight sizes. So that's an important distinction to make as well. So you've got that rich pedigree. She's Army or Amy? I'm blind. Yeah, Army. Oh, cool. Good deal. I like it. Well, tell her I said thank you so much, and go knock them dead. They don't shave the women's heads, do they? That's my last question, Shauna, and then I'll leave you alone. Because they shave the dudes' heads.
I think they do for some.
They shave the women's heads too?
Maybe. I don't know.
No, that was just in G.I. Jane. She shaved her own head though.
That's true.
Yeah. Anyway, we digress. That's wonderful, Shauna. Congratulations. I think that's really, really awesome. My little brother just got out of the Navy. He was on nuclear submarines for 8 to 10 years. God bless him. Whew. 6'2". I get claustrophobic on one of those bad boys. Now, 4 karat 22. Okay, that is clutch. That is a massive size for a Martha Rocha. That is a very valuable gemstone, which is why, and I'm just showing you for just obviously, I want you to get the idea of scale here. Okay, actually, doesn't look too bad on me there. Hey, this would make a beautiful engagement ring, quite frankly. Because you got some pinks in there, the pink engagement, the gemstones. Now this one's going to be more, I guess, probably more on the violet side than the pink side. But you're going to see the pleochroism when it comes to really good quality. What cell was my brother on? I'm not sure. He was based out of originally, Shauna. He was based out of Washington for a while, and then he transferred down to San Diego. Whatever nuclear sub they had down there. So he did like QC on nuclear sub, and now he just retired and or not retired because he didn't do 20 years, but he did a long run. He's at 10 years, something like that. But at a certain point he I think he fell on the stairs and messed his shoulder up a little bit, so he kind of had to get a medical release, honorable discharge release, But now he's working with a private group. Some power plant in North Carolina, South Carolina. It's in North Carolina, but he lives in South Carolina. I think that's the deal. Okay. But I'm not sure the actual ship name. A lot of that was very hush-hush, like we didn't even know when their deployments were, but they would basically go on, I think, 6-month deployments. That's a long time to be out at sea. Yeesh. I would get hella claustrophobic. But now, folks, 4 karat 22. I'll get around to it. This is going to be shop 7, okay? How many of these do we have? Because this is too good a value. Look, at $299, you're going to take, let's see, 3 times 25. So 3 times 25, you're going to take $75 off that. You're getting this for $225, right? $225. You can break that into 5 payments. So $225. Those are basically, we're talking less than $50 budget pay is going to get this home. Again, 3 reviews, all 5 stars, 5 out of 5 stars. I'm not saying that's like super awesome, but it is, because I mean, most people who write, a lot of people, or not most people, I won't say that, but a lot of people who write reviews, I don't often just write a review unless it's like I'm really upset about something, right? So that's usually when you like go and you're like, all right, well, I'm gonna stick it to them. No, so the fact that you've got 5 out of 5 stars, very, very impressive. That tells me that people are very, very happy with the value, with the look of it, on down the line. It's a good thing. And I think that our starting price on this, quite frankly, is very low. Now, I'm looking at the sizes. We've got only a 9 and a 10. I wouldn't let perfect be the enemy of the good. We do appear to have a 7, but perhaps no, this is not a 7. So the 7 sold out throughout the course of me showing this, I'm assuming, because it was available this morning. I didn't see it go, but I'm assuming that 7 just sold out. Look, this is sizable. Now you do have, I think you could size it down very easily. You can get a sizing bar. The main thing that you're paying for here is you're getting a 4 carat plus center stone of a Martha Rocha. That's the key here. So yeah, if you don't wear a 9 or a 10, again, I wouldn't let perfect be the enemy of the good, as President Obama used to say. But this is a really solid look. You've essentially got the Asher cut in an emerald octagon, because this one has that stepped cut. Okay, so it's not just a big window. You've got the reverse pyramid, which gives it hallways and hallways and hallways of just beautiful light return. That's a killer one, folks. That's a great value. We've got a total of about 5 of those to go around. So, but they're going to be mostly 9 and 10 now, maybe less, because at this point, it's a really, really solid big stone, and you don't often see this in an emerald octagon either, and especially not with a step cut. Just a gorgeous piece. I love what they did there with the moissanites. Those are all going to be channel set. That's the only thing that has me a little bit nervous about the sizing. But if you're going down in a size, I don't think. I mean, maybe you do more of a football kind of deal. But any jeweler should be able to do that. It's just going to get a little bit expensive because of the vermeil. So talk to your jeweler, get it home. You'll have 30 days to make up your mind, because I wouldn't want you to miss out on it. And if it ends up being too expensive to get it sized, maybe you call our personal shopper and say, hey, look, I'm going to probably return this or whatever. Or I wouldn't return it. I'd just keep that center stone. I'd just get it for the stone alone, because that stone is worth well over $1,000. You're talking, when you get over 4 carats of Martha Rocha, folks, yeah, we should be at probably at least $500 a carat, because we're over 4 carats of benchmark. You understand? So it's to say that if a 1 carat, now this doesn't quite apply as much with kunzite, because kunzite can be found in the larger carat weight sizes traditionally. Not so much Martha Rocha, but yeah, you can still find it in the larger sizes. It's less common. But that's to say that a 1 carat and a 2 carat, if a 1 carat's $500 a carat, let's just say, for example, in this hypothetical, a 2 carat does not equal $1,000. Well, yeah, it does, because it's 2 carats, so it's 2 times 500. No, because a 2 carat is far more rare to get than a 1 carat. You see? And even more rare than that, a 2 carat, or even especially a 1 carat, is to get a 3 carat. So it's not necessarily 500 times 3, it's 500, and then once you get to 2 carats, probably closer to 600 a carat. Once you get a 3 carat, we should probably be closer to 700 a carat, because the rarity of getting that, as you go up in benchmark, it becomes exponentially more rare. So it's not just a straight line curve. Now, it kind of is when we're talking about, say, I don't know, quartz, something like that. So you can get the larger carat weight, and that's a little bit more in the line. Now, once you get, I think, over about 7 or 8 carats, when we're talking about amethyst or citrine or something like that, really good quality, then you start to see a little bit more of maybe an exponential, because that at a certain point you've got, but those are known for being in larger carat weights, right? It's a little bit less expensive to get a big cocktail ring, right? In like say an amethyst or a citrine, to use an example. Because they are commonly found in larger crystal sizes. And ditto that with kunzite traditionally. But when we talk about the Martha Rocha, it's such a limited supply, and it's so rare to get that kind of color that, yes, we are talking, I would say we go back to being more the traditional, like think about with a ruby or like with an emerald type benchmarks, where you do get exponentially more expensive as you go up in carat weight. All right? Now, and that's my personal opinion, but yes, that's pretty much, I think those stats kind of bear out. All right, now that said, that one's going to be shop 7. I've got to move on. We don't have many of those. Probably going to sell out of those. I'd say at this point we probably have about 4 or 5. Just to be, I'm going to be super conservative because I know we maybe had 6 because the 7 sold out, and this is not the 7 because this one almost fit. This is like an 8. This is the 9, I guess. Anyway. We are moving. So
Jeff going to speed up. Do we got about 11 items left? I think
11 items. Actually, yeah, we do. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, you're right. Great Scott! All right, so I'm going to move quick, and I hate to do it now that we're at what is probably one of my favorite, because one of my favorite is my favorite cut is a round cut. All right. Statistically, that is the most popular. It's a wasteful cut, but what it does is look at the fire and brilliance that you get, the symmetry. Look at that. Hello, gorgeous. This looks like a Portuguese round. Yeah, I think this is going to be more than your regular 57 facet round brilliant. It's got a big table in there and a lot of facets. That might be a Portuguese round. Look at all that fire and sparkle, though. Absolutely the stuff dreams are made of. You're seeing flashes of orange, the purples, the salmon, the white, lilac. I mean, lavender. You name it. It's just exploding like a firework on the 4th of July. So that is a very special one. Got a big center stone there too. Not only that, but on this one, we have this with not the kunzite on this one now, or not. Well, yes, it is the kunzite. Sorry, not the moissanite. Okay, so we're talking about genuine earth mine diamonds in the white. You got the white baguettes, but they're flanked at the north and south on either side of the shank with those all natural champagne diamonds. Now, I will say those are very, very richly colored champagne diamonds. Might have been called the what's that candy that they called the rhymes with Evian? They came out with the 20 years ago, maybe 30. The so-and-so diamond. Anyway, this is that rich, deep, very expensive. What is even more expensive now? That was just a brilliant ad campaign back then because champagne diamonds or cognac diamonds back then were not as expensive. Now, we've had the mine closure, right? We've had that Argyle mine in Western Australia. It's been closed since 2020, so that's over 5 years now. No, almost 5 years. This November, I guess it will be. What have we seen happen to the price of colored diamonds? Well, that was responsible for probably about 80% of the world's colored diamonds that were in circulation to that point. So it spoiled us, right? And they were already very expensive because of the rarity of them, even though they were producing a lot. Well, when that mine shuttered up, since then we've seen a big spike. One of them has been pink, well, pretty much every colored diamond. But champagnes have gone up in a major way. So to get that kind of rich color, now granted they're pave, they're not the biggest champagnes, but you can tell how deep and rich and dark those are. I mean, you can see from this picture here. Also, I like the fact that they did the black rhodium on the prongs. Now, I got to move quick, so I'm just going to get to the price here. Out of four reviews, we got 4.3 stars. So that tells me everybody except for one person was pretty much happy, and even the one person only gave it a 4, probably, which is still pretty good out of 5 stars. That said, 3 carat 80. This is the Twilight Blossom. It's one of the only. It may be the only. Other than this matchy pendant, which I'm assuming is going to be the matchy to go with this bad boy. Yes, it is. So, $359 on that one. Can I see the center stone size up very quickly before you switch over? This is going to be shop 8 For those of you keeping score. Shop 8. It's the only round that we have in a ring. Yes, except for kind of got a roval with this one, but yeah, it's the only round. All right, it's a 3 karat 44. It's a big one. 3 karat 44. I'll show it to you on my finger just to give you an idea of scale. Full disclosure, I bought one very similar to this about 2 years ago now. I still have it. I got it for a song. Martha Rocha's gotten more expensive since then, but I got a really good price on it, and I'm very happy with it. It's just been sitting in a box, but I mean, I can't wear it, but somebody will wear it. And look, I get it because I'm a collector, right? So, yeah. I'm a gemstone nerd. What can I say? But anybody's going to fall in love with that, right? You don't have to be a gemstone nerd, a connoisseur, or anything like that. You just know that's a beautiful, look at the color. It's amazing. All right, it's 3 karat 44. We're doing it for $359. When the dust settles, with the code LIVE25, you're going to get this for much, much less than $300, right? So do that math. Just do 0.75 times 359. I don't have time to do it. And TJ doesn't have a calculator. What did I do with the matching pendant? So we're going to go straight to the matching pendant because, yes, we have, that's not it. We do have the matching pendant. Now, if you grab one, if you can afford it, I don't want you to get anything you can afford, but if you can afford it, get the matching pendant to go with it. They belong together. They make such sweet music together, do they not? And again, you've got that big, beautiful, gorgeous round. This one's going to be 4 karat 20 total weight. 420, bro. 4 karat 20 total weight. So you're looking at, again, probably about the same size. That might actually be just a hair larger on the center stone. But you're going to have the champagne diamonds. You're going to have the white diamonds in that bale. Very nice. And you've even got something they did with this halo. It's very subtle. The white diamond halo is more kind of down, almost like traditionally you would have that halo more pronounced. They sort of just put it down as a side. It's almost like that center stone is so miraculous. They didn't need to put a halo around it, but it is around it technically. But it's just almost like it goes around the base. That's pretty interesting. I like that. That's a testimony to how like what top gem world class quality those center stones are. Look at that. I mean, look at that color. That's the stone to get right there. But then again, I'm partial because I love a round, right? But man. Yeah. All right, so we're doing the pendant for $339. So basically about the same price as the last. You're going to take one down, pass it around here. I'll do it. $339. $339 times 0.75 equals $254. $254 times 2. So basically for $500, you're getting two well over 3 karat round premium cut. More expensive. You pay a premium for the round cut because it is more of a wasteful cut. And it is statistically kind of the leader in the clubhouse. But man, you get so much sparkle, so much brilliance. The color, that's got everything. That checks so many boxes. Color. The 4 C's, right? Not just for diamonds. 4 C's. Most importantly with a gemstone, color gemstone that is, the color. It's got the color. Oh, yes, it has the color. This is Martha Rocha at its finest. So color. It's got amazing cut. The cutting is brilliant. I think that's a Portuguese round, if I'm not mistaken. So that's going to have a lot of extra. That's definitely more than 57 facets. So maybe just 100 facet. Portuguese rounds usually like 100 and some 180, 70, 180. I forget the exact count. It's a lot. So it gives you even more sparkle and brilliance, right? So you've got the cutting, the color, the cutting, the carat weight, well over 3 carats. That's a well over benchmark. So big boys. And color, cut. And you have the clarity. The clarity's crystal clean. So we've checked every single box in a major way. I think I'd say A in every single category. I like it. I like it a lot. And if you get them both, you're going to get an additional. So it would be like $500, $508, right? If you get them both together after the code LIVE25. But then you're going to get an additional 10% off of that. So that would be another $50.80 off of $508. So you're looking at $450 56, something like that. I don't know. I'm not very good at math, but some give or take $1 or $2, something like that. So you're going to get an additional 10%. That's a huge savings. Let's take advantage of that. This is going to be shop 9, shop 8, respectively. I got to move. Quick reset for those of you, because we usually like to do this. I've got to do this at the half point. We only got about 45 more minutes with you. I'm going to speed things up at a good tick. So very quickly, if you just joined us, you don't know how this works. If you decide you see an item, you like an item, you want to maybe just find out more about the item. You maybe want to see a couple different pictures. You can always go to the website, shoplc.com. But if you're watching on any of the social media platforms, you're going to put in the comment section right here, right there, shop whatever. Like, for example, the last item we just showed was shop 10. The next item we're going to show you is going to be one of the...
Shop 9, this is shop 10.
Okay, the last item was shop 9. That's the pendant that you see behind me. The ring was shop 8. The next item, one of the pièces de résistance. And this one is... This might be one of the nicest ones we have in our entire inventory. Holy smoke, that color. The color. This is going to be shop 10. You put that, if this is the one you're interested in, you put shop 10 in that. You click on that, and either A, it will redirect you if you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram. If you're watching on TikTok, then you're going to get a SKU number back. It'll be a 7-digit number. Wonderful producer here, DJ, is going to send that to you. You'll then go to shoplc.com, and in the search bar, you'll see it right as soon as you get to shoplc.com. You'll see a search bar. Just copy and paste it into that, and then that will pull up this ring, or whatever ring or earring or whatever it is we happen to be showing that you're interested in. You want to find out more information. At that point, you can choose to pull the trigger on it or not, and you walk it through to confirmation. Just remember the code LIVE25. All right? I think that's the house cleaning. We're going to keep looking at cool stuff. This is really, really cool stuff. Look at that color. Hold on just a second. So, DJ, if we end up running out of time, I've got to get to the other two big daddies, and I got to get to that loose gemstone for sure. Those are two that I cannot do. I can't live without. No. My heart just won't. I can't go there. All right, so what we have here, 7 karat 85, the majority. Now this is going to be I believe this is the first one that we've shown you thus far that's going to be in solid gold. We've just shown you what we've shown you thus far to this point, okay? And we're 16, so this is about where we should have been if I was at the top of the hour. This is where we should have been, so I got to pick it up. Now, this one's going to be in solid gold. We've shown you vermeil until now, which is solid gold-ish. It's 2.5 microns on top of 925 sterling silver. I don't ever want you to think any less of it because the quality of those gemstones is fantastic. This is definitely top gem world class, don't get me wrong. It's a big one too. It's totally worthy, but a lot of those other ones are worthy of being in gold as well. But this is a big, big, big center stone there, especially when we're talking about Martha Rocha, okay? Remember, Martha Rocha, yes, Kunzite is known for larger crystals, but when we talk about this material, widely thought of as the absolute best of the best, I think you get some competition from Petroki Kunzite. All right, I'll give the devil their due. That the Afghanistan from the Kunar province, that stuff is very premium, but that's got more richer on the pink side of things. When we talk about violet as more of a primary color, Martha Rocha definitely, as a general rule, okay, is going to be a little bit more intense on the violet side of things when we talk about Kunzite. Those of you who aren't familiar with Kunzite, this is a wildly popular gemstone. It's a very exotic gemstone, originally discovered in America. Originally discovered over in San Diego County in the late 19th century, early 20th century. And named after George Frederick Kunz, buyer and chief gemologist for Tiffany and Company at the turn of the century. He literally wrote the book on gemstones and is a big figure in gemstone lore. You probably heard that name before, but Kunzite, very, very nice. Now, this is solid 10 karat rose gold. Gold, as many of you know or may not know, is at pretty much an all-time high. It zigs and zags, and it's hit like a little stall, it seems like, for the last week. It kind of went down just a hair. Not much. I mean, still well over $3,000 a troy ounce. But I think it had gone as high as 36 33.60, and I think it's down to like 30. Last I looked yesterday, it was like at 32.40 or something. So it's not like any kind of significant, but I consider that a plateau because before that it's just been on a rocket ship. So we got at least a little breather. But that's going to behoove you. But it doesn't matter because we're doing this at a yesteryear gold price. We've got this already marked down major to $13.39. It's a $6,000 ring all day, every day. We've got it down to $13.39. You're going to punch in the code LIVE25, and this is going to be shop 10. All right, $13.39. You're going to get it for $1,000. $1,004 to be precise. $1,000. You have 5 budget pays. How many times will 5 go into 1,000? Well, you're going to get basically home for $200 if you so choose, like $201 or something, $202 on budget pay with 0 credit check, and there will be 0 interest payments. If you get it home, you are not pleased with it. This is not a clearance item. It is your prerogative to return it as long as you do so within 30 days. If there's a tag on it, keep the tag on there. You can't take the tag off. So you can't just go out partying night on the town and then, all right, now I'm going to send it back. You can, but you got to keep the tag on it. I did not just recommend that you do that, though. You're not going to want to turn it. The value is there. The gemstone's top gem, world class. You've got the color, the cut, the clarity, the carat weight. Oh, yes, you have the carat weight. Can we scroll down real quick, and then we're going to move on? I wish I had more time to devote to this because this one is very special. You got a really elongated oval there, too. It's going to have kind of a slimming effect on the finger, but that is a massive Martha Rocha there. You've got excellent pleochroism there. You're seeing all those lavenders. You see that fire, the brilliance in that. You've got excellent cutting. You've got rich violets. You even got a little bit of morganite in there, right? Like some peaches, some salmon color popping in there. I mean, this has it all. That is spectacular, but deep, rich violets, definitely. Even almost like some red flashes that you're seeing in there, like some deep oranges. That's a really pretty stone. Top gem quality. I love it. That's a 7 carat 60, by the way. That's a big boy. So you got a cocktail ring. You got beautiful, it's kind of an Art Deco. We haven't even talked about the mounting, and I don't have time to do it. It deserves the time, though. I really wish I did. But that's a really pretty mounting, too. Kind of an Art Deco style mounting with these baguettes. This is the best way to show you. You've got one at the north, the south, right there, and they sort of step down into one right there, and then step down, and then you got that channel set. I'm a big fan of the channel setting. That's a lot of labor involved in channel setting. It's kind of a pain for a lot of the artisans, from what I understand. I've never had to actually I've never done the channel setting. It's not my business, but from what I understand, it's like a pain, and it's very time consuming if it's done properly, right? Because you want to fit them there super tight. You don't want any daylight, and then. So this one, yeah, I'm loving that. Very much kind of an Art Deco style. I got nice symmetry on either side. That is just a solid ring, solid cocktail ring all around. Get it while you can get it in your size, okay? We are moving. So that was shop 10, right? Shop 11 coming your way here in un momento. Now, I should mention we only have 5 of that last ring. Or 4 now, because I think one of those sizes sold out during the course of the conference. We have 4 of this one, so I want to point that out. If you love that one, probably going to see that one sell off. And you're getting it for $1,000, folks. That's a steal. Just for the gold one, the gold and the diamond, the mounting. It's like you're getting the Kunzite for free. And that's $500 carat stuff all day, every day, for sure. Now, the next item. Ooh, this one's got kind of some cool stuff going on with it. If I can find it. Which way did it go? No, that's the pendant. Okay, so look, this one's we got a transformer on our hands here. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you're gonna like this a lot. And I'm not gonna demonstrate it, but because I'm gonna let them do it. You just saw that. I want you all to focus front and center. Thank you so much, sir. What we're gonna do here is give you an opportunity. You notice this. So, we're not going to sell you the matching pendant. The ring will become the pendant. Watch this. So there's the ring. You know what? I'm tired of having this wonderful top gem, world-class quality gemstone as a ring. I feel like it's time to turn it into a pendant. You snap this underside I'm just not going to do it because of the time constraints, and plus that person's much better at doing it. Just you take around with it for a little bit. It's going to come with an 18-inch chain. It's going to be a vermeil, so we got the, let's see, 18 vermeil. Rhodium over sterling silver. Okay, so you've seen several times. So basically, you just take the ring off and you'll just flip this little switch underneath. But keep in mind that is all. This is all in precious metal, though. Interchangeable double halo ring. Yeah, you got the 18 karat vermeil. So yep, you just undo this little snap thing right there. The bail basically flips out. You then just kind of unhinge it. But that bail will act it'll act as a locking mechanism as well. I'm not going to show it to you. Suffice to say, it works. It's just a really cool, novel idea that allows you some versatility there. All right. So maybe like you get the ring in your size, right? But maybe your best friend that you want to loan the ring to. Well, the ring doesn't fit her. It's not the right size. Okay, she can pop it out. And she can wear it as a pendant. Okay, she gets to still enjoy the beautiful piece. Get a couple of these. We're doing this for $229. You're going to get it for less than $200 with the code LIVE25. So keep in mind, you're going to take off, another $50 just off the $200, and then you got 3 times $250. That's going to be $750. Wait, 3 times $250. Yeah, $750. So $57.50. So basically, take $57.50 off of $229. It's going to be closer to $150, or maybe not quite that. I'm not good at math, but use the code LIVE25. This one's fun. This one's got a good size center stone. That's going to be well over a carat. You got the double halo. Those are going to be in white zircon. So these are all going to be genuine gemstones. Can I get the center stone size, and then we'll move on? This is Shop 11, ladies and gentlemen. Shop 11. Really, really cool design on that ring too. Kind of a classic sort of a double halo. I like the scalloped edges too. Gives it a nice vintage feel. It's a carat 70 on the center stone. It's a pretty big center stone there too. Also going to be the Martha Rocha material. So well over a carat and a half benchmark, actually closer to a carat and 3/4, but that's a good size on that one. Beautiful cutting on that one. And then of course you can transform it into just the pendant. So you can lose the ring and turn it into the pendant. Just don't lose it, but you know what I mean. All right, so that's Shop 11. That is fun. I like that a lot. And it's such an ornate mounting too, but it looks seamless when you have it snapped in and all, and it's not going to go anywhere. Even if that little hinge kind of gets loose on you, as long as it's on your finger really good, you don't have to worry about that. It should snap. I just didn't snap it into place. But when it's on your finger, as long as the bail isn't popped out, it's not going anywhere as long as you get it in the right size. But get that one in the right size. I don't know that we have a ton of those available. I hope we do, because that's just a cool, novel item. Yeah, we do have a good bit of those to go around. Well, 15. That's more than we have of just about anything else so far. So 15 of those. If you love it, get it while you can get it in your size. That's a cool ring. That one's going to be Shop 11. We're moving. And it's a bail and a ring. All in one. We're going to send you with the 18-inch chain. That will come along for the ride as well. All right? So that you can turn your transformer and have it do its thing. All right, folks. I went ahead and did, when we sort of did a reset. Good. Okay. I think we're trying to get back on track here. I want to try to get to just about everything. So we have the opportunity. Let's move on. All right, here it comes. I like this next guy. Now, this is going to be a big one. This may be the second biggest one that we have here today, folks. The quality, the color of this stone is, it's lights out. It is lights out. This is AAA quality. That is going to be in your top 5 to 10 percentile of the finest, deepest, richest color saturation. You've got oranges in there. You've got the predominant violets, right? You've got the clarity. You got the cut. Definitely got the carat weight. This is probably going to be 7 carats worth. It is going to be with diamonds. This is in 10 karat rose gold, so solid gold, not vermeil. All right, should make that distinction. 10 karat rose gold. We're doing this, believe it or not, $8,000 ring. We're going to let it go today for $1,739. You use the code LIVE25, and magical things will happen. Obviously, so $1,739. 39. Can I see how the size of that center stone? Just give it to me verbally or audibly. 1739. 1739 times 0.75.
7.4.
7.4 carats. Massive. The color, whew. Yeah, that's awesome. 1304 will be your final price. Folks, for a 7 carat in Martha Rocha, and I don't know why they're not calling this quad A, but that quad A would be like your absolute 1 percentile. That's going to be in your 5 to 10 percentile, the AAA. That is dreamy. Look at the multiple. That's pleochroicism, right? Let's talk about that for just a second, as if we have the time. But it deserves it. You need to know this if you don't already. Pleochroicisms, when you're going to see so many different colors, usually more. I think it's going to mean 3 or more. So right, it could be either trichroic or bichroic if you're only seeing 2. But pleochroicism implies that you can have a multitude of colors. It's a phenomenon. Now, you see this picture, and it looks like, oh, maybe you're seeing two, right? Because you see a little bit of pink right here. You see mostly violets. But depending on which angle you turn the gemstone, you're going to see maybe different colors. And a lot of that has to do with the quality of the lapidary does to sort of bring out all the different colors. But this one, and it's got really nice just symmetry of it all, too. So it's not like, that's a party, isn't it? That is a really beautiful gemstone. Holy smoke. Big boy, too. All right, so, folks, for 1304, that's the largest one I think we've shown thus far, yes? Would you agree?
Mm-hmm.
I think we only got one more that's larger than that. Now, we're about to get, we'll make that maybe the last one that we do. But that's a very, very important piece right there. And to be able to get that so close to $1,000, I mean, heck, you're going to get it for less than $300 if you utilize the budget pay. So those of you that want kind of the best of the best, I don't think it gets much better than that. At least in terms of what we have available to you today. I mean, we got a larger. It's got good quality color, probably similar in terms of the color. But that one's nice. You got a really classic vintage style mounting too. It looks like an estate piece that you'd see for, $7,000 or something at an estate sale. When you expect to get good prices, right? Because of the quality of that gemstone, though. That's not your grandparents' kunzite, folks. That is next level. We talk about Martha Rocha. I want to keep reiterating this because I know we have a lot of people that kind of come and go throughout the show. So just be mindful of that. If I sound like a broken record, I do need to keep sort of that front and center of people's minds. This is not your traditional washed out sort of light color. This is the best of the best. I'd put this up there and possibly on a higher pedestal than a lot of the Petrocchi, although that Petrocchi material it's jamming. All right, so that being said, that last item is going to be shop 12, and here comes shop 13.
Yep.
All right, very quickly here. This one, we're doing it for a great price. This is 2 carats total weight. It's not the biggest, but that is definitely very good quality on the kunzite. You're probably looking at about a carat on that one. You got a lot of diamonds on this one. Can we scroll down? Give me the carat weight. I just need to get the center stone, and then I'll figure out the rest. We do have the matching pendant to go with this, so I'm going to go straight into the pendant. You got a carat and a half. All right, so you're going to have 50 points in diamonds. You got the ballerina style halo. Going to amplify that. Beautiful look. These are real diamonds. Now, it's going to be in vermeil, so it's going to make it a little bit more on the affordable side. We're doing this ring for $269. It's shop 13. If you get the ring, $269, you take off 25% using the code LIVE25. So you're going to get it probably closer to $200. All right? Now, then we go straight into the next one because we're running out of time. And I want to get caught up so I don't feel rushed at the very end. Now, if you get that ring, of which I think that one I remember looking in the pre-show notes, I think we had enough of those to go around compared to a lot of the others. I think we had about like 16 or something, don't we? Yeah. Now, if you get that ring, I want you to grab the matching pendant. You don't have to. Highly advisable, though, right? Get the matchy-matchy. Now, we're doing the pendant for a little bit less. That's going to be $239. You will get that well under. That's going to, let's see, 200, you're going to be 50. 4 times 250 is another $10, so you're going to get $60 off. 240 minus 60, so you're going to get this for $180 after the code LIVE25. And this will be closer to, I think, 200, something like that. But if you get both of them together, they were meant to be together. Please, let them go home together. Let them find a home together. Because then you're going to get 10% off on top of the Live 25. So then you really scored, right? Answer yes. Yeah, so $269 on the ring, so that'll get closer to $200. $239, that turns into $180 after the Live 25 code. And then you combine that total price, you take 10% off of that. That's going to give you the final. So if you do the bundling, you're going to save a bundle, okay? So it's going to be shop 14, shop 13, respectively. You can go to either one of them, whether you put in shop 14 or shop 13 down there, because you're going to see that the opportunity to bundle right there once you get to there. So you go to one or the other, and that'll give you the opportunity. Okay, I'm going to move on. I wish I had more time. It's not because I don't like it. It's just because I'm running out of time, and I want to just be able to get to just about everything here and not be super duper rushed. And I'm almost, I think, at a point where I'm caught up to where we can we can be a little bit more Fonzie, all right, with everything. What's Fonzie like? He's cool. That's right. He's cool. So, next item. This is going to be a AAA. I don't remember seeing this one out here. Butterfly. Oh, butterfly? No? Butterfly. Yeah, this one I don't.
Seen it?
No, sir.
Second.
Butterfly. This, yeah. Oh, definitely. Wait. Oh, this is the big boy. This is the piece de resistance. You're supposed to wait until the very end to show this one. Yes. Okay. Fair enough. We'll show it now. This is the big boy. This is what I like to call the piece de resistance. I'm usually going to show you the biggest and the best at the very end. Although you can make a strong argument. I mean, there's no bad choices here to be made. It's just a matter of, are you more into the kind of big cocktail ring look? Do you want to have that really massive look? This one is going to provide that for you, okay? So you got a really cool mounting here, the butterfly. It looked different in the picture than it does it looks bigger in real life. Now, that's going to be probably the largest that we have, maybe in our entire inventory. I'm not 100% sure, but in terms of Martha Rocha, probably. Look at that color. This one is a freak of nature. All right? AAA quality. Again, top 5 to 10 percentile of the best in terms of deep, rich color hue saturation. Now, let's talk about the price on this one. This one is going to be, of course, in solid gold on this. So we're talking the solid gold here. Not the vermeil. Not that there's anything wrong with vermeil. Like I said, it's a great delivery system that allows you to save a good bit of money. But when you can get gold, basically for vermeil prices, for the prices you would pay for vermeil at the retail level for the same thing, well, now we've scored. Now that's what you call a boon, right? So we're doing this not for $9,399. It's a massive 13 karat. You do have some diamonds. You got some pave diamonds in that butterfly. Butterfly, of course, symbolic of rejuvenation, metamorphosis, change for the positive, coming out of your shell. Maybe you've just gone through, I don't know, a tough time in life and things are getting better. The butterfly, spread your wings, that sort of thing. It's a beautiful, beautiful creature. Caterpillar, butterfly. Now we're talking. Yeah. We're letting this go for $22.69. That's not the rest of the story, though, is it? No, because you're going to take 25% off of that. It's going to be well under $2,000. So that $22.69, you're going to take that frown, turn it upside down. You're getting this closer to $1,500. $1,626. So for $1,626, can we scroll down? I want to get the exact carat weight. We've got this available in the size 6, a 7, and an 8. The good news is we've got it available in 6, 7, and 8. The bad news? Well, there is no bad news. The price is right. It's a 13 karat Martha Rocha. Well, check that. It's a 13 karat 90, a 12 karat 92. Technically, we cannot call that 13 karat. If it was a 1298 or 1297, I think we could technically call it a 13. But it's, for all intents and purposes, it's 13 carats. But when you get up to 12 carats, what's a carat here or there? I mean, it's massive. Violet, deep violet purple. That's interesting. No treatment on this one. A lot of times you're going to have some heat treatment with a lot of kunzites. That is very impressive. So it's a no heat. That adds a lot of value if, in fact, the stone looks this good. Right? Remember, if it's no heat, no treatment whatsoever, sometimes heat treatments, they more than often add value. But when you can get a stone that looks this good, this even in color, in terms of all those amazing colors that you're seeing, but a nice evenness of it, right? It's not like wonky and like heavy on the color here, big zone of this over here, and little zone of that over there. It's not. No, it's very symmetrical in terms of the way the lapidary cuts. It's definitely cut by a master lapidary, and you're not going to let anybody short of a master lapidary anywhere near a Martha Rocha Kunzite of this size. Yes, kunzites can be found in larger carat weight sizes traditionally. But when we're talking about the very expensive, the very premium, and very, very minuscule remaining Martha Rocha Kunzites, this material is very, very valuable. Kunzites already experienced the kind of big spikes in prices here over the last just 10 years, 15 years that I've been in the business. I remember when you used to be able to get a nice size one for relatively inexpensive, I guess, by today's standards. Those days are over. This is one of the most popular gemstones out there. It's exotic still. Yes, it still has that sort of exotic feel to it, but it's very well known, at least in the gem world. It's not like a, I don't know, like a sphalerite, something that people don't know of. That's that gemstone. We'll do sphalerite one day if we ever get any in. I think we had some the other day. Tony, I think he still had it. He stole them all. I think he sold them all though. It's one of the most amazing gemstones. But I digress. Now, that said, how many of these were we working with? Well, it's a good question. Answer. No, say. Oh, so we have, well, no, because we can't have that many. So, yeah, we have 4 of these. Okay, 4. And you're going to get it for $16.26. You have the option. This is not a clearance item, nor will it ever be, because that is too rare of a gemstone. That is, I mean, that's Smithsonian, right? That's like museum quality. I need a haircut. I know. You're not digging my afro there, Shauna? I know. I do need. It's unruly. I thought by this point in the year, Shauna, I need to cut that hippie hair down. Yeah, I thought by this time in the year, I thought, because I'm so hot-natured, I figured by now I would have just thrown in the towel. But now, Shauna, I'm so close. I'm so close to being past the what do they call it? The stage where it's like kind of unruly. Give me another month or two, Shauna, and then I'm either boss man next door is going to be like, dude, cut your hair, like you've been telling me, or I'll probably just be like, it's just too hot and I can't deal because it's so thick. I mean, yeah. All right, now there's 4 or 3, 4. Let's work under the guise that there's 3. There may be 4. Get that, folks. Get it. Look, if you want to call the personal shopper and maybe try to work out a deal with them, we don't typically do free sizing. But this is such that it is sizable. So if you wanted to try, and then you can say that I told you to give it a shot. I can't make any promises, but I suspect if you call a personal shopper and say, hey, I'm wanting to get that, but these are my terms. I want, if in fact we don't have it in your size, will you do the sizing for me? And what they'll probably say is, tell you what, you get it home, make sure you're happy with it. You'll have the 30-day inspection period. If you are, at that point, I imagine they will do that for you. I can't promise it, but it couldn't hurt to try. Couldn't hurt to ask, right? Let's do that. Yeah, that's a good idea. I'm probably going to get in trouble for saying that, but look, well, we want to try to encourage it. I think that, you know, that's a big enough ticket item. Typically, we don't do that except for with the platinum, and we did it with our Ileana. In the past, we have, but we'll do the free sizing. But just try to work that deal out. Try to work that deal out. That's why the personal shoppers are there for you. That number is 888-835-2237. 888-835-2237. Call them if you love that last ring. That is a big, big, beautiful piece. And if you don't have it in your size, I would try to work out that deal with them. Okay? Now, just about, I think we're almost caught up now too, right?
Yeah, we're on 16 out of 19, yeah.
Sweet. All right, so we can kind of,
Yeah, I just want to make sure you have time to talk about that item.
Yeah. All right, cool. All right, good. So we can relax a little bit now, all right? And slow it down. I feel like I get real frenetic and, you know, because I always want to, look, we have a lot of cool stuff to show you guys, and I want to make sure that I show you every single thing that we have, and usually, you know, I'll get to yapping, and then we don't have time to show it all. This one is super duper pretty. This one's very different from a lot of what you've seen so far. We've shown you a lot of ovals. We've even shown you round. Gosh. We've shown you everything short of a trillion here, friends. But this one is a nice cushion. We haven't really seen a really solid cushion yet. There you have it. Very, very pretty. Again, deep, rich color. That is the Martha Rocha difference. You got nice pleochroism. You're just really seeing the reason why you I don't know if you feel this way, but I kind of do. If you're familiar with morganite, I feel like these are kind of sister stones. Morganite's from the beryllium beryl family, right? And this is from the spodumene family. But I feel like they both were sort of discovered around the same time. They both kind of came to market roughly the same time, I think within the same 10-year period. They're both named by George Frederick Kunz. Of course, Kunzite, named in his namesake, right? But this one I feel like has a lot of, I'm seeing little bits of morganite in there. Maybe that's the reason why I kind of think, whenever I think of these two gemstones, I kind of think of them almost as sort of a adopted sisters, maybe. Like, I don't know. This makes no sense. But I say all that to say this has amazing color in it. Because what I'm seeing here, I'm seeing some of those sort of peachy pinks that you see with morganite, right? So I'm loving that about it. You've got the nice, deep violets as well. But this one definitely, I'd say probably more almost kind of reminds me a little bit more of the Patroki, which again, Patroki is very, very, very premium quality stuff. That's from the Kunar province or region of Afghanistan. Some of the most beautiful, richly colored, but a lot more in the deeper pinks and the sort of peaches in terms of that particular variety of the Kunzite. But this one definitely reminds me a little bit of that. But while you're still seeing some decent, really deep purples or violets as well, and then some sort of lighter lavenders. But this one's got a lot of the peachy pink in it. Very much reminiscent of it's like a morganite and a Kunzite had a love child, and she's beautiful. Now that said, we're doing this ring. It's coming with moissanite, right? Gonna give you the look of diamonds, yada yada yada. We told you all that before, right? More sparkle, more fire, more brilliance, typically than that of your most expensive diamonds. So I like that about it. Very durable gemstone too. Something I didn't mention earlier. For those of you who are not in the know, moissanite is going to be about a 9 to 9.5, 9.25 on the Mohs hardness scale. There's really only one other gemstone or if you classify it as a gemstone, a diamond. It's considered a precious gem. So yeah, technically it's a gemstone. Diamonds are a 10 on the Mohs hardness scale, so it doesn't get any better than that, right? In terms of scratch resistance. So the only thing in scratch a diamond is another diamond. The only thing in scratch a moissanite is, I think there's one other gemstone, but for the most part, just a diamond. All right? So you've got something that's in other words, you have something that's very, very durable. Something that's not, you can be a little rougher with. The Kunzite, though, is a 7, so let's not be rough. But 7's still very durable in the world of gemstones, right? Stronger than a turquoise, stronger than an opal, stronger than apatite, stronger than, many. So 7's a very, very durable, scratch-resistant gemstone, right up there with garnet, okay? So I'm liking that about it. I'm loving this weave-style design. It gives you a nice wide band, ever so slightly tapers down, making it really comfortable when it tapers down like that. You always kind of do want that tapering down, though, because it just makes it where you can close your hand and you can make it more everyday wearable. But this one is quite lovely indeed. You really have that kind of Art Deco symmetry, but it almost has a little bit of sort of a bypass styling too. And what I mean by that is, with this sort of knot style design, notice you've got this that sort of this little wave comes around here, and with this one, the wave comes around the top portion. So it's ever so subtle, but you do have, while you've got the symmetry, yes, a la sort of Art Deco style, and you got a nice sort of picture frame halo, it's sort of this knot style weave design that there is rhyme and reason to, but it does kind of have that sexiness and a little bit of twist, I think, that you get and that I like so much from a bypass style. So this really checks a lot of boxes for me in terms of everything. Now we're doing this for $329. You're going to get $75 off that. You got $75 because $300, and then 3 times, so $75 plus $750. That's going to be $82.50 off of $329, whatever that is. $329 minus $82.50. I should have just done it the regular way I do it, but whatever. $246. You have budget pay on this one. 5. So $246 divided by 5. You can get this home for less than $50. Keep in mind, with anything that we've offered you today, you're gonna excuse me, my allergies. You're gonna have the opportunity with anything that we've shown you today to have budget pay. Okay, the budget pay very quickly, and I'm just reiterating because I didn't do it in the reset. Anybody that's watching within the sound of my voice right now, as long as you're registered here, you're a member of the Shop LLC family, which costs you nothing, right? It takes a few minutes of your time. You can all use budget pay. It's not a credit card. There's no credit check. It's nothing of the sort. We're not trying to sell you some upgraded plan that we then gouge you with a bunch of interest rates. There's no interest payments on it. So basically, we're allowing you to basically put $49 down and 30 cents. You get it home. If you don't love it, you send it back. We'll give you your $49 back. If you do love it, then you'll pay another $49 for the remaining 4 months. It's that simple, with no interest. It's like free money. How many of you own a house out there? Do you have a mortgage? If you have a mortgage, do you have a 0 interest mortgage? I think not. So it's a sweet deal, right? Answer it yes. I'll answer for you. So that one's going to be shop 16. And then
17.
Here comes shop 17. This one, this is fun. This is layered. This is texturing. This is boutique.
And we also have a matching pendant.
And that's going to be our last item, isn't it?
Second to last, we have the...
Oh, we got the loose.
Yeah.
We'll finish off with the loose. Okay. Perfect. So, except for my fingerprint there, you've got a really, really big, a big Kunzite there in your Martha Rocha. Going to probably be about a 3 carat plus, I imagine. Probably closer to 4 carat. Could you scroll down? But what I do love about this one is you've got all that sort of layering with the floral design, all the patterns, but you've got these sort of petals. So you got a 3 carat 40 on your center stone. It's sitting on a pillow of petals of white zircon. Sorry, I'm all over the place. Let me hold it still for you. Beautiful, rich color. Again, nearly 3.5 carats just on your center stone. I love the texturing. Each of those, you've got I like what they did here. And this is very important because what you have is you've got the sterling silver, but you're going to have rhodium. And what they did here, rhodium over sterling silver, and then the vermeil, which is going to be 2.5 microns of the 18 karat rose gold. And I like rose gold with this stone. I think rose gold, it's the only way to go. Maybe platinum. I could live with that too. But I like what they did here because they used the rhodium over. They used rhodium over silver, so it still would have been white, but it's gonna keep from tarnishing as quickly with the rhodium. But also, instead of doing just the vermeil and the vermeil on the prongs here, they kind of kept the continuity, and they make that look almost that cluster look like more one, like one unit, right? And so it doesn't. So there's no break in the continuity. I like these breaks. I like the breaks in terms of the petals, but I wouldn't want those to be rose gold. You know, does that make sense? Because then it would just kind of it would muddle it a little bit. So I like the design work on there. I mean, it seems like common sense now in today's day and age when we have like black rhodium, we could do some shadowing for any colored gemstones a lot of times, and I think that's a good look too. But with white, especially when we're talking about diamonds, or in this case the zircon, white zircon, this is all genuine gemstones, by the way. Now there's going to be some heat treatment on this particular gemstone, but no treatment on these. Of course, doubly refractive gemstone. I don't want you to ever confuse that with zirconia. These are not CZs. All genuine gemstones. Zircon. It's an earth mine gemstone, okay? So, amazing look here. And if you love it, we're doing that for $329. So, I think the last time was $329 too, wasn't it?
Let me see.
Yeah. So, that would be ditto all the pricing that I just gave you on the prior item. So, this one you're going to be able to get down to, I think it's going to be ultimately about a $49 budget pay. Okay? It'll be $200 and something. Use the code LIVE25. You're going to get 25% off of that $329. Now, we're doing the same price on the matching pendant. That's going to give you that big cocktail ring look as well, or in this case, cocktail pendant, right? So, if you grab this ring, if you love that ring, and what's not to love? It's giving you a big, bold look. You've got a well over 3 carat benchmark on a premium quality Martha Rocha right there. Really cool design. If you're into the floral patterns, I think that's a really pretty, and it's very boutique. Something you would see like in a lot of your higher end showrooms. Your luxury designers. I mean, if this was at like, the only place you're going to see this kind of design, which is really top notch, is going to be at your really high end luxury retailers, right? But if you were to stick a couple initials on there, some celebrity or celebrity designer, whomever, I mean, forget about it. Like, right, we're talking probably $2,000 for the exact same thing, because the gemstone quality, they're not going to have better gemstone quality more than likely, because it doesn't get much better than that. Martha Rocha is like premium. It's like best of the best, and the design work is amazing. You got a sort of a birdcage style, reverse birdcage style gallery underneath that. You're also going to have sort of a filigree work underneath. That'll be finished, as well as the pendant. Pendant is virtually the identical profile. That's your under gallery there. It's going to be very smooth and sit very nice on the décolletage. So give you that big, bold cocktail pendant look to go with your cocktail ring. And, of course, you'll look much more beautiful this on, ladies, than I do. All right? I am not a hand model. Or am I? Did I miss my calling? I don't think I did. No, I didn't. Definitely didn't miss my calling. So, amazing opportunity. This is coming along for the ride, too. You're getting that chain free of charge along with that matching pendant. If you get both of these in addition to the 25% off, you're going to be getting an additional 10% off. Okay? We like that very much. Yes, indeed, we do. Now, that's shop 18, shop 17. The combined deal should be available to you as soon as you get to the website there. Okay? So, we've got to move. Last item, and I'm almost out of time, folks. Y'all have been wonderful today. Sean, I'm so glad you showed up. And congratulations on your daughter. Well, we're strongly considering cutting the afro. I've at least got to make it to Halloween, right? So I can do Bob Ross. A happy little tree. Oh, see if you like this, Shauna. Are we in business now, Shauna? What do you think? Oh, I'll try to plant it. A happy little bush right there. And a nice little waterfall. Yeah. No? All right. I'm goofball. Now, that said, what have we not brought you today? Gosh, all right, this afro's crazy now. Look what you made me do, Shauna. It looks like it's like a wig or something, isn't it? I don't know. I do need a haircut. You're right. All right, take a look. This is magnificent. Yes, cut that afro. Look what you made me do, Shauna. And now it's all, you're like, it's still an afro. It was afro before. All right, but what we're talking about here, this is a big, big cushion here, friends. We're talking about a 3 carat. It looks a lot larger because you're talking about a triple A quality. Now, when you get deep, intense color like that, folks, it does tend to make the gemstone look a lot bigger. It makes it more noticeable, yes? This is wild. What we're doing this for? When the dust settles on this, for what is easily, this is Martha Rocha, okay? The cutting is sensational. This is from Tony's private collection. Tony he's a gemstone snob. I say that with all due respect. He likes the best, and this is from what I understand. This is from his private collection. So yes. And those of you who watch Tony's show, you know that he's one of our buyers too. He's one of the guys that gets a lot of this really rare and collectible material. So we can thank him for that, among many other amazing gemstones, right? But he does. Like I've seen, if he gets a gemstone on a show that he doesn't like, he'll be like, he'll pout a little bit. He's not going to BS if he doesn't like it. He's not liking it. So good for him. I like that about him. But I like this about him because I know that he helped to procure this. This is top gem world class quality. It's a 3 carat, so you're getting a big benchmark. So it's 3 carat minimum. I'll say that. Okay, it's going to be 9 by 9. Chris, I'm not a designer. What am I supposed to do? I don't know what to do. It's all good. Maybe you do fancy yourself a designer, in which case you're in good shape. But if you're not, we have what's called the personal shopper. Can we get that number up behind us? We have the personal shopper line. Now, what are they going to be able to do for you? In addition to pretty much answering any questions or finding any gemstones or if something's sold out online, sometimes they have access to information. They can find out, if it's if there's something that's available in the system that we're not seeing, online, that we don't have access to, especially like on the weekends, like right now. So what you can do is you can call that number. That's going to be the personal shopper line. You can say, hey, personal shopper, guy or gal, I'm interested in finding or getting some ideas. I want to spitball, in other words, and kind of kick some ideas back and forth. I want to maybe see a couple different ring options. I maybe want to see, I liked this ring that they did. I want a mounting kind of like that. Do you have anything that you could do similar to that? I kind of want a halo. I really like that ballerina style halo. You can scour our website and you can send them ideas, and they can then send you what we have available, and you can sort of be the master of your own jewelry destiny. You can sort of create your own masterpiece, so to speak. You can do something completely different from what we've done. If you want to add some random obscure gemstone in the halo, I imagine they can make that a reality for you. So they're there to help. They're there to facilitate. And gosh, who knows what you like better than you, right? Because we're guessing with some classic designs and some really cool ideas, and I think we're getting these are amazing guesses, right? They're professionals. They're wonderful at what they do. Our design team. But if you want something specific, maybe your grandmother had a certain type of ring and you love that ring so much and you want that exact type mounting. You can make that dream a reality, but with top gem world class Kunzite, a very rare exotic gemstone. Folks, that's all my time today. I want to say thank you so much. Mwah. I will be back again on Tuesday, the overnight show on the TV side of things. So late night, or early morning, whichever way you want to look at it. It'll be 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. I'm going to be with Deanna. We're going to have an under 50 day. We've got really, really cool stuff lined up, at least the prelims that I've seen. I will say that we're going to lock in all the prices that we've done today on this particular show. So anything that you saw that you love, a lot of those were last in stock. Be mindful of that. All right? So you can go back and watch these at shoplc.com at any time. Go back and watch this morning show, too. We had some really killer stuff. And, of course, come back and watch. This will air, or there'll be another show tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Thank you, DJ. Wonderful job. Thank you, Sean, and everybody else who chimed in. Linda, everybody out there. We appreciate you. God bless you. And I'll see you guys on Tuesday morning at 2 a.m. on the TV side of things. God bless. We got to all of it. Yeah?
Yeah, we got all of it.
It's a Christmas miracle. Sweet. Shame on me. I didn't get to this. This thing was appraised, too. $5,800. Damn.